Welcome back to my channel. I'm AK Mulford, a full-time author and part-time chaos gremlin, sharing with you behind-the-scenes author life and helpful but unhinged writing advice. And today I'm taking you on a week in the life of co-authors. My co-author, Elle Morrison, is in town. We have a very busy lineup of activities, none of which actually involve writing. I know what you're thinking, shouldn't writing be like the bulk of what we do together if we're both authors? Well, yes and no. Most of our time we spend writing, but right now we're in a promotional cycle. And so I thought I would take you along and show you all of the marketing that we do to promote our books and launch them out into the world. If you want to know all about our co-authoring process, we did a whole AMA video that you can go check out. And right now we've got a brand new book, Curses in Cold Brew, the second book in our Maple Hollow series that's coming out in September. And so while my co-author is in Australia with me visiting, we are lining up all of the things we need to get ready to launch this book. Well, we did do a few side quests like gang matching tattoos. Most of what we've done while Kate is visiting has been getting a book ready to launch. I feel like book launch prep and book marketing is often not the sort of thing you see in author vlogs. And so I thought it would be interesting to take you along. You know, I do a lot of writing vlogs and a lot of writing challenges, but writing isn't the only thing we do as authors. A huge amount of being an author is the promotion of our books. Regardless of whether you're trad or indie, you need to market your books. You need to promote them, unless you're like Brandon Sanderson or George R. R. Martin, and even then they promote. But I wanted to take you all along on the adventure of book marketing and see a week in the life. We also attended a book event. We went to Tales and Tomes book event on the Sunshine Coast, and that was really fun. And we had printed some early copies of Curses in Cold Brew, and those sold out like pretty immediately, which was wonderful. And it also meant that we had a physical copy that we could use for all of the videos we were making. So printing an early copy of your book is very handy because then you can use it in all of the promo that you're doing. So Kate and I get together usually once a year, and in the interim between those annual visits, I usually have a massive list of TikTok sounds and video ideas and different short graphics and clips and things to make while she's there and while we're in the same place. A big part of Kate's visit was me wrangling her into filming a bunch of TikToks. I think we ended up filming about 60 TikToks while she was here. We also knew that we needed to get some promotional photos taken because we do get asked sometimes to do podcasts or blog posts or different things where they want to have photos of us. And so we each have been sharing our individual headshots thus far. And we knew it was about time that we needed to get some photos taken together. So we did some fun and silly ones, and we also did some like more magical and spooky and serious ones. And that was really fun to do, but also very practical as well, because we will be using those in all of our future promotion as well. So while we were in the same country, we decided we needed to get some promo photos done. To cap it all off, we went to Australia Zoo and stayed at the Crocodile Hunter Lodge because we were plotting our next book. That is a really intensive process because we basically plot the entire book down to like very small details, character names and descriptions, world building, each scene and each chapter. We're plotting a brand new top secret standalone book that will hopefully be taking out on sub, so we shall see. I'm going to be fast drafting that during the next 3-day 30K writing challenge, and I'm very excited to dive into that world and get going on that. But it was really important that we plotted the whole story out, so it was both of our idea, and then I take it and run away with the fast draft, and then she does like the bulk of the revisions and building out the world. So we both write like 50-50 of the book, but not in like I take one chapter, she takes one chapter. We do it differently than that. But it is much, much easier to plot a book in person together than it is over Zoom calls. It's usually something that we're doing for days on end, and new ideas will pop up over lunch or while we're going out and doing outings. She and I obviously had our own business admin to get done while she was here as well. The bulk of the 2 days that we were staying at the Crocodile Hunter Lodge, we used to plot this brand new book and get it to like where we wanted it to be. It was almost like plotting retreat rather than a writer's retreat. We also, while we were there, wrote the blurb for our next Maple Hollow book and did a bunch of like the admin behind the scenes of getting all of that ready to go, ISBNs and all of the copywriting for the launch of that book. I do find it's much easier to like go over a book blurb together in person because usually we're on a Zoom call trying to like edit a document together to get it to where we want it to be. So it was really nice to do that in person as well. And then we like went over all of our launch dates. Our Patreon gets the advanced reader copies of our book 2 weeks before our newsletters get them, and our newsletters get them 2 weeks before the launch date. And so it's, this domino effect of, okay, when do we have to upload the files? When do we have to have the print files ready? When do we have to have the ARCs ready? When do we have to have the audiobooks uploaded? And so there's a lot of chicken and egg planning going on, if this, then that. And it is much easier to like write it out on a big like flow chart than it is to communicate via like text and things like that. While we were in person, we got really solid on our launch plans, planned out our next books together, and plotted the next book as well. It was a very, very busy, very productive trip, but it was also a lot of fun too. I mean, like, who doesn't want to swim in a pool with crocodiles right over the other side? It was a fantastic adventure. on the day she had to leave and fly home. We were lucky we got our photos from the photographer from our photo shoot the night before she left. So we got to pick all of the photos we wanted before she flew back home, which was a really sweet way to cap off the adventure. But you'll be seeing over the next probably 3 months a rollout of all of the TikToks we filmed in like 5 days, and I'll also be posting them on Reels as well. But yeah, what an adventure. We got a whole bunch done. We had a real hard and fast strategy going into her trip here. We knew we needed to get a whole bunch of marketing and planning and admin done while she was here and while we were together. So that is what it looks like when you are co-authors and you aren't writing. It was a very busy week despite the fact that we weren't writing a book at the time. And I hope that was a little peek behind the curtain of what it looks like to prepare for a book launch and do all of the kind of promo for it as well. I hope you found that interesting, and thanks for coming on the adventure with us. Happy writing, friends!